the video this week because of the day that we didn't have class, which is last Monday. Because of two reasons. No, first because we need to cover the last topic, and second because I still need to do the vocabulary. As you can see, it's very empty. But that's because I have been like crazy busy. I have been like crazy busy. I hope that when I have this slide ready, I can send it to you. Okay, but we can get the yesterday's class as an introduction to this class because we are going to continue checking how to form other words, right? Technically, we are going to use how to transform words into nouns. Very similar to what we did yesterday, but now vice versa. No, we are going to use the opposite now. Let me find where we are. I'm going to go through the slide. And we're going to call it forming nouns. Very similar to what we did during last week, but now we are going to form nouns, right? Are you ready for the class? Can you hear me well, Jimena and Jessie? Are you there?
Teacher.
Very good, guys. Very good. Okay. Let's begin then. This specific class is talking about nouns. And what color are we taking nouns? What color do we use to identify them?
Blue.
Blue, very good. Right? I want you to see the following idea. Okay? Check it out. How would you use this specific expression and translate it to English? We have, el uso de la gramática puede facilitar el aprendizaje de un idioma. This is Spanish. When we want to talk and use this type of sentences in English, what strategies do you use to translate this correctly? Who wants to give an opinion or an idea? Anyone?
No.
Silvana wants to try?
No.
No, why not?
Okay. Grammatic. Can improve.
Difficult.
Yes.
Difficult,
Can improve the language. No. Can.
Well, we agree that there is a can.
Knowledge.
At least the word can be. But knowledge doesn't match the intention that we need.
Can I try after Jimena?
Sure, yes, of course. Go, Isaac.
No, but let Jimena finish.
She did. She talked about the language. She used the word. What word did you say? Knowledge, no? But knowledge is a different thing. So, how would you do that, Isaac?
Oh no, I don't know. The use of grammatic can like make easier
Okay.
the learning of a language.
Good. Nice. Okay. One was correct. Learning.
Yeah, because it's
Using
like a noun, no?
exactly transforming the verb into a noun, we cannot use learn. But now I can see more problems here. You use the word grammatic.
Yes, because I don't know how to translate grammatic.
Yes, you know.
Well,
Yes, you know.
maybe.
How do you remember your English books when we are talking about the section when they teach you the structures and the tenses and auxiliaries? We are talking about
Grammatic syntaxis. Mm,
Grammarly is not correct.
Grammarly is an application which is very close. But what's the name?
Grammar.
That's it.
Grammar.
What is
That's
grammar? Mhm.
grammar.
Which are
Grammar.
there are many ways you can identify if the word that you are looking for is incorrect or not because of the end of the word. If you see sentences that finishing or not words that end in ik are usually adjectives. The adjective is grammatical, but there are also like dramatic, which is an adjective. That's not really related to the word that we're looking for, but you are using the word tick, the suffix tick, you see, which makes it an adjective. This is an indicative of the word that you're looking for should sound different. You know what I mean?
Yes, teacher.
And then you say, okay, gramática in Spanish sounds very strange in English if I say grammatic. That will be grammar.
Okay.
Which is, I will highlight it too because as I can see, that's also an important word to check too. I thought it was only uso en aprendizaje, the challenge, but I can see that gramática is also a challenge in this case, you know? So now we have two nouns that are important, no? Aprendizaje, we checked it with the word or we matched it with the word. Guys, what word did we match it with? Again, microphone.
Learning.
Learning.
What's this?
Learn. Good. In the case of gramática. Oh my God, what happened?
This is not the English class.
That's not English. Sorry, guys, it's Japanese today. In the exam, we're gonna learn how to communicate in Klingon. Okay. So be ready, okay? Pronunciation. So gramática, right? In English is grammar. Again. And the last one, uso. How would you translate uso?
Usage.
Very good.
Usage is a. Come on, what happened with your.
It's PowerPoint glitching. PowerPoint doesn't process emojis very well.
Usage is a noun.
Aha! Ta-da!
Okay.
The first word that you said was use.
Yeah.
And that is a very common mistake in B2. Because use is a verb. You see? I use my cell phone. You use a computer. We use PowerPoint. So grammatically, you cannot use and say they use. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Here you
Yes,
have it.
that's right. Yeah.
Usage. The
Yes.
way in which words are used in a language.
Okay.
Especially when we're talking about linguistics and words. If you are talking about, for example, other things that are not related to words, like for example, I don't know, computers, calculators, etc., then we are going to use as a noun because it exists too. I'm not gonna lie. You were partially correct, but this is when you are talking about the act of using something, something that is non-related to words. For example, the use of chemical weapons, the use of military force, valuable use of my time. But when you're talking about words, we use the word usage, not use, which is a very
Could you,
interesting topic.
yes, could you repeat that part again?
Okay,
One
more
Could you
time.
repeat that?
Sure. The difference between usage and use as a
Mhm.
noun, both nouns,
Okay. Yeah.
right, is that use is the act of using something that is not related to words,
Okay.
right? But if you are asking, teacher, what is an auxiliary? I'm going to teach you the usage of the auxiliary, not the use.
Yes. Okay, yes, I get it.
You see?
It's related only to grammar.
It's related to grammar.
Okay.
Then, when you think about this sentence, el uso de la gramática puede facilitar el aprendizaje de un idioma, uso
Yes, the
in English
usage.
should be usage, not use. For two reasons, for the definition of the noun and for the definition of the verb. This is not color green, this is color blue. And here you have other examples. The ending "h" is used to create nouns from other words. If something is broken, the object has a breakage. If something is wasted, or you are talking about the chemical wastes of a laboratory, you can talk about the wastage of the laboratory. Or when you pack things and you send it through mail, you are creating a package because you packed the things. You see?
So is like a description of the verb.
It's like a description of the verb. Not a description, it would be like a derivative, probably. No? A verb that is modified.
Okay.
A verb with an extra syllable. How can you detect you need a noun? The difference between a noun and a verb is that you need an article the. You usually have countable and uncountable nouns, so you use quantifiers such as many, much, any, some, etc. We normally have, this is an indicative that you need a noun. When you have other words like possessives, my, your, his, her, need a noun. You see? Or articles, article the, article a, and article an. the indicatives that you need a noun. So here you have 3 nouns, no? We have uso, gramática, and aprendizaje. Now that you know the words, how would you translate this to English? Help me, Jesse. How would you translate that?
The usage, I have pronounced usage,
Yep.
the usage of grammatical. I am
But
not sure.
we saw that grammatical was a description.
Grammatic.
Observe right here.
Okay, grammar. Sorry.
Grammar, exactly.
Okay, the usage of grammar. I am not sure. Could be made easy.
Very good. Could be made easy. You are very close, but you are using a different structure. Made easy is passive voice, but you can use it simple sentence. Person verb complement. Can
Be.
eliminate be. There's no be.
Only can.
Can what?
Can make.
Excellent. But
If-
why in past?
You say it's passive voice.
Well, your original sentence was passive voice.
Yes.
But it's not necessary. Passive voice is not necessary because this is, there are other rules for passive voice.
Okay, why in past?
No. The thing that I am saying is, you don't need passive voice. You don't need past. What do you need?
I say can. I say in present can make.
Excellent. Can make much better.
Okay, can make. I think the learning
Excellent.
of a language.
Can make the learning of a language.
Yes, but
Make it what?
can
difficult.
okay can make easy.
Exactly.
Yes, can make easy the learning of a language.
That's totally correct. Very good. The usage of grammar can make the learning of a language easy, or can make easy the learning of a language. The position of the adjective doesn't affect the result. You see? Probably many of you were like, oh my god, how do you say facilitar in English? Well, that was precisely vocabulary. Very good, Jesse. You see, so don't doubt yourself. You have more ability than you think. Okay? That's the one. Do you have an example? Or do you have any question?
The verb to be, it's not necessary.
Because the verb be is used when you describe things. You see? But you're not describing anything. In the structures handbook, have I sent you the structure handbook?
Teacher,
Wait, just a minute, Rafa. Have I sent you the structure handbook? Just
Not teacher.
not yet, right? Oh my god. Let me send it to you. When you are talking about the verb be, you're talking about descriptions or locations. Description.
Okay.
I am a teacher. That's a description.
Yes.
You are intelligent. Intelligent is an adjective, which is a description. And location, I am at home. At home is a location. So,
Okay.
you see, only when you're talking about these two things, we need the verb be.
Okay.
And passive voice is a form of description. If you say, grammar can be, no, what was? Made easy. You said, can be made easy. You transformed made into an adjective. Made is not a verb in this case. It's a description,
Okay.
which is the logic of the same thing.
Okay.
So the verb be is only needed when you are describing or giving location.
Okay, teacher.
I'm gonna send you that file later. Tell me, Rafa, what was your question?
Yes. Can we replace can make and use turn?
Mm,
The usage of grammar. Well, no. Can turn
mhm.
the learning of a language easy?
Sounds weird.
Yes.
Yeah, we use that for. No, the word turn is more like turn it easy.
Yeah, I
Turn.
think it's to explain a change in something, no?
Mhm.
Mm, I think that maybe it's possible to use turn, but it sounds weird. Exactly.
Uh-huh. Because make is also to explain that change, but
Yes,
in a different way, you know.
yes, I get it.
The only the dictionary can help us turn. If you're talking about to become, here it is, to change into a particular state or condition. In the examples, we have colors, temperature, turn nasty, which is a physical change, turn professional, which is an adjective. Sounds weird. Turn easy. That's, oh, okay, probably, you know how you can identify it? With collocations. If you say make, it's more common to have the word easy next to the word make than next to the word turn. Do you remember collocations, Rafa?
Yes.
So, by the rules of collocations, we cannot use the word turn, just because that's not common.
Okay.
Force represent a point, be suitable, equal, money calculate. Where is it? Create, to write, cause to appear. Look, made happy, which is an emotion. Made clear, which is an adjective. Make easy, that's a collocation.
Okay.
Here it is. So it's about observation. Even though the definition matches, you need to make sure that the word that you're using is used normally together. You know, the words that are used normally together.
Okay.
Very nice, very, very nice. That's why it's so important to keep Spanish in mind in order to see the differences, not to translate from English to Spanish. The most important thing about Spanish in this case is to observe the differences that exist between English and Spanish so you avoid mistakes. So the selection of words that Jesse did was like the closest one to the example that I already had. But there are many other forms. The idea is to use the most English close to English possible that exist. And one of the most important things in very common sources of confusion are nouns. So precisely what we are going to do is to transform nouns or to transform other words into nouns. Okay? we have this introduction. There are two ways to form nouns. No? Number one, some nouns are formed without a suffix. Do you remember what is a suffix?
Yeah, I think so.
What is it?
Li,
That's an example, but what is it? How can
is
you describe it?
is a complement of the verb.
A complement of the verb. A complement of the verb. Only the verb? Sounds
Well,
weird.
it's a complement for verbs, nouns, and it makes these words different sense or like
Close.
adverbs.
You are close, but that's a very ambiguous definition because not all the words can be transformed into adverbs, you know?
No, all of them, but a few of them.
Try to be more specific. If somebody asks you what is a suffix, what would you say? Help, for example.
Well, the suffix is the complement, the last letters in a word.
Okay, you're closer there. Excellent. Let's not use the word complement because the word complement is more directed towards the parts of the sentence, you know? Person, verb, complement.
Okay.
So we can use another word for a group of letters, as you
Sounds?
say. Close. What is a
Yes.
group of letters, guys? Help Rafa, guys. Come on.
A
Ideas.
group of letters.
What's the name of a group of letters?
Is it similar to
Microphone again.
Is it similar to suffix?
We are finding a way to describe what is a suffix. So, what is the word that we need to best understand the suffix?
Let me think.
Take your time. Help me, guys. What is the name of a group of letters?
Let me
This
take
is-
some notes.
Yes, of course. This is kindergarten, SpongeBob.
Well, suffix is used to form verbs with the meaning cause to become like, cause to have.
That's in the that's in the category of verbs. But
Yes.
in general, you said something very important. You said, is the last letters of a word, no?
Yes.
The last letters of a word. And what is the letters of a word? How would you divide a word?
Syllable.
Excellent. Yes. Hallelujah. What I'm trying to make you say is the word syllable. Any of the units into which a word is divided, containing a vowel sound and usually one or more consonants. So a suffix is the last
Syllable.
syllable of a word. A suffix is the last syllable of the word that changes its corresponding word family. I repeat, it's the last syllable of the word that changes the corresponding word family of it.
Yes.
Do you understand it?
Yes.
Well, that's important to understand because nouns are very peculiar. Some nouns are formed without a suffix, and some words need a suffix, right? Let's change the word affix to suffix. That's it, much better. The first way is when the verb is equivalent to the noun. Invite, invite. Take away, take away. Hope, hope. Ask, ask, and use, use. Yes, Isaac.
Yeah, I have a question. Invitation exists? Does invitation exist?
Exactly, invitation exists. So
And yes, what's the difference?
that's exactly the question, right? In
Yeah.
very modern ways, when we're talking about Zoom, Google Teams, no, Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, we send the invite. We don't say the invitation.
Yes.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
That's the
So,
difference.
so invitation is more like the old way to do this action
No, it's more like for events.
for
When you're
events.
talking
Okay.
about
Like
a party, a wedding,
okay. Okay. Yes.
you see?
Okay, I get it.
But when you're talking about an instant conference, when there is a video chat, you send an invite. You don't
Yeah.
send an invitation.
Okay.
You
Yes.
see what I mean? Very,
Yes.
very modern ways. And they have a similar meaning, but it's different context, similar to what happened to use and usage.
Yes.
No? Here you have
Okay,
another
yes.
one. Takeaway. We can get
Takeaway.
something to eat from the Chinese takeaway. What's the meaning of takeaway in this case?
As like when the place where you order and they give your product to eat out of the restaurant.
That was very complex, but yes.
Okay.
You explained it though.
I was
You
trying to.
just take and go away.
Okay.
You just take and go away
Sorry, my brain was trying to
to find a
go.
very extent.
Yeah.
It's food to go.
Yeah.
That was so easy.
The same is the same.
Yes. Don't overcomplicate yourself. Yeah,
I
you can.
like it.
You like overcome. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
That's a good challenge. Chinese food to go is called Chinese takeaway. Another word for this is takeout, Chinese takeout, which is food for your house, right? Then you have the word hope. She told me all her hopes and dreams. As you can see, hopes is a noun, but you can use it as a verb. You can say, I hope you have a good weekend. That's a verb. There's no change, you see? The word ask as a noun is an idiomatic expression. Look at this. Beating the world champions is certainly a big ask for the team. What do you understand in this sentence? Who can tell me what you understand here?
Like in this aspect, I understand that it's like a victory.
A victory? How do you know?
I don't know what is the word beating. Beating the world champions.
Oh, okay. Beating is like
What is beating?
having a victory, precisely. If you win over the world champions. Do you get it?
Sure. There's a lot of ways to say ganar in English?
Yes, a lot. And the difference is the context.
With different sense.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. I I saw a video about it and it's very wow. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because if you are talking about your salary, you earn money. If you go to the casino, you win money. If you win a challenge, you defeat the opponent. In a competition, you get a prize. So there are so many ways to use say ganar in English. Right?
Yes.
So that's pretty much it. The thing. Now, talking about this one, nobody has explained this to me. Jimenez said that it was like having a victory, but who is having the victory and why? Like what's the meaning? I still don't get it.
What's the meaning?
Can you repeat, Jimmy? Couldn't hear you. Connection issues. Okay, connection problems. Oh no, I cannot hear you. Let's wait a moment, no? So we can check what's up with her. So I have no idea. Okay. So beating the world champions is certainly a big ask. Do you know the word doubt?
The word
Right?
what?
Doubt. I no doubt or I seriously doubt it is because I'm not sure about it.
Doubt.
Doubt.
D-O-B, no, D-O-U-B-T.
Exactly.
Hey.
Doubt.
Yeah, like the song.
Like the song. What song?
Yeah, no, no, it's a
Yeah, it's the name of the group.
Yeah, it's the name of the group
Don't speak.
with Joe and Stephanie.
Yeah.
Doubt.
Doubt.
A feeling of being uncertain. You are not sure. You are not
Yeah.
sure about something or not believing something. A synonym for doubt is ask. As a noun.
So well, the team wasn't sure about winning the world champion.
Exactly, because
Okay.
it's a world champions. It was a
Yeah.
difficult team.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
The team was not sure they were going to be able to beat the world champions. That's one. That's an idiomatic expression, not very common to be honest. It's just a demonstration, but it's a B2 vocabulary if you see it sometimes. And at the end we have the word use, which is the one that we are talking about now. Cleaning clothes with a proper fabric softener makes a good use for your clothes. So whenever you wash your clothes, don't forget to apply softener. That's a tip. You get it? Yes, teacher, very easy.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So that's the thing. Talking about this is when the nouns don't need a modification. What happens to the second way? Well, the most common prefixes used to form new nouns in academic English are co and sub. Co and sub are like for the beginning of the sentence, but we are not focusing on that. Let's remove that one. Let's focus on the second one. The most common suffixes are shun, communication, ity, diversity, teacher. Ness, happiness. Ism, racism. Meant, enjoyment. Ant, dominant. Ship, relationship. H, garbage. Airy, query. And we have by far the most common noun affix in academic English is shun. The one that is more common is shun. That's the reason many people
we use
parody
it.
that. Exactly. There are so many people making the parody with shun, you know?
Yeah.
So exactly. We have seen that in many cases. And here you have some examples. What we are going to study today is precisely every single suffix that there is in this category. Okay, so let's talk about noun suffixes. Let's begin with the screenshot of the total noun suffixes that we need to understand at the end of this class. When you have the screenshot, please send it to the group. Thank you, man. All right, ready? Well, ready or not, here we go. Right. Okay, let's go with the first one. Shun. Right? The most common one. As you can see in this base word list, we have alter. Alter, what type of word is alter? What family does it belong to? Anyone? What is alter? Who knows this? Nobody
Is
knows
it
what is
a
alter.
verb?
How do you
Alter.
use it?
I altern between my bike and my car.
Oh, you are using alternate.
Oh,
That's a different word.
oh, sorry. Then I don't know. or maybe altern.
But you
No,
just
I don't know.
you started it
Teacher.
so sure. I was very sure you knew.
No, actually, I always talk like that. So,
Okay.
so
Yes,
sometimes
Rafa.
people believe that I'm sure about what I'm doing, but I'm not.
Okay, I get it now.
That's how I get my job. I got my job.
Exactly. Yes, it's like the meme when there is a lion in the resume, but but a cat in the.
Yeah, actually.
That's good. That's good. We all do that. We all do that. Rafa, you have a question.
These are nouns, no?
Some of them. The word that has here, that just says base word. Base words are not nouns.
Well, include alter. Well, yes,
Uh-huh.
but expansion, inclusion, admission, alteration, demonstration,
Uh-huh.
are nouns.
They are nouns because they have the suffix that we are studying.
Yes.
Mhm. The thing here is, right? The thing here is the original word. What are they? Alteration comes from the word alter.
Yes.
Then what is alter? You can imagine it by
Yeah, alter is the action of alteration is the action of alter. Yes,
altering.
altering.
Because if you use connector of, you need ing. The action of
I think that
altering.
I understand. I think that I know. It's like you change something.
Close change what?
I know. I don't know.
In definitions, there's no grammar.
I think modificate.
Close, but the word modificate doesn't exist. You're
Modify, no?
Modify.
Modify.
yes, modify. That's exactly what we have here.
Modification.
Modificate teacher? No. It's modify. With the word. So precisely when you modify something, when you make changes to several components of something, you are altering the thing, which becomes an alteration. Am I right? Yes, okay, perfect. Let's go to the next. Demonstrate, expand, include, and meet. The rest are pretty easy. I just wanted to check the one that I thought was a little bit more difficult. Let me check the level of alter. The word alter, it's V2. That's why it was confusing.
To become different to somebody, something different.
Now I understand why we couldn't understand it very well or very quick. You see? Prices did not alter significantly during 2019. But in 2020, sorry.
2021, 2022, 2023.
Yes, and the salary in the same spot. Government. So there you have it.
Teacher,
Yes, Rafa.
it's correct to if I say 2020 because I had when I was in when I had other teachers, they used to say it's incorrect and you need to use 2000, 2020 and 2021 and
No, actually, I think that it's more common to use like 2023 or something like that, because I haven't hear Americans to use like 2020,
2000, exactly.
2021. Yeah.
Your teachers are 60 years old, 70 years old. It's just, no, they're younger. Rafa? Is a teacher who told you that like 70 years old, 60 years old by any chance?
no.
That teacher was young?
No.
No, what? Young or old?
Old.
They were old.
Yes.
So probably they are taking the example of the 2000s, because the people who lived from the 1990s to the 2000s and then the 2010, the years 2000s, they is the only decade that you can say thousand. 2001, 2002, 2003. When you get to 2010, the thousand disappears.
Okay.
You see? So they are probably getting the example from the first decade of the thousands. But after the second decade, and so on, you need to divide it again into numbers. Like the 1990s. I was born in 1994. Two numbers.
Okay.
Right? But I
Yes.
saw Pokemon on 2002, which is thousands.
Okay. Makes sense.
Makes total sense, exactly. Tell your teachers to get modern, you know.
Then I will write them.
Yes. And that's it. Here you have other words, right? Sometimes this ending, this suffix, ends in T. Other times it is with S. As you can see, there are two letters here. And some other times the ending is with double S. For example, when you have the word discuss, the natural verb has a double S. Then you need to keep the double S. Similar thing that happens with the word confess. You know, obsess, possess, express, recess, profess. You see, all these words end in double S, then you need to keep the double S when you spell it. Be careful, because in the exam we are going to check your spelling too. Okay? And there are some other exceptions when the T transforms into an S. For example, if the word admit ends in T, the ending is admission with double S. Why? Because God is a woman, guys. That's why. You know? What's the name of this artist? God is a woman. What's her name? Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande said it first. Okay. So is there any question here? Why is God a woman? Why are you saying that, teacher? Or what? No questions. Easy peasy. So let's go to the next. Hello. Hallelujah, Rafa. Thank you very much.
Let's move
No,
on.
teacher.
Okay, thank you very much. Someone is leaving. There's my people. Hallelujah. Okay. Let's go then to the next. Okay. This one is very easy. We take verbs like drive. The person who drives is a
Driver.
excellent. The person who teaches is a
Teacher.
teacher. So the word er is used for something that is used to do other action, or a person who does another action.
Okay. Okay.
So for example, a person who advertises, which is creates an advertisement, it's called an advertiser. Usually, when you're talking about the companies that have advertisement on the football matches, right? Like Comex, for example. Comex is an advertiser of advertisement in soccer games. Right? Also, the word, I think, sponsor. Sponsor would be like a little modification, because air sometimes is or, which is in this rule precisely. Use or with multisyllable verbs ending in it or ate. Audit becomes auditor, not auditor. Credit becomes creditor, not creditor. Edit becomes editor, not editor. And exhibit is exhibitor. The same thing with this sponsor. Sponsor is a noun, And there is no base word. It's just the ending.
It's the same with art and artist.
Exactly. Art and artist. But wait, artist. There is another syllable for artist.
Yes.
I think east. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it meant? Oh, you made a very good comment, because I don't have east, and that's another, eh?
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm asking.
Very, very nice observation, brother. Let me add it to the noun suffixes. East. Person concerned with an activity. I have it right here, brother. Let me show you. East.
Okay.
There is another suffix, ist. A person who produces a novel, who writes a novel, is a novelist.
Novelist.
A novel? Novel?
A novel. Like
Like
a book.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
What's it? Well, it, we have the word writer, right?
Writer, which is a different thing.
Yeah,
Because a
because I think that
writer,
novelist is focused on novels.
exactly,
Yeah.
more specific.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. And we have words like, sometimes the ending is talking about doctrines or advocates of a specific system. For example, if you're talking about a system of socialism, then you are a socialist.
Socialist.
And if you,
Is
Socialista?
socialist or socialist with a
oh, that was automatic, eh?
yeah.
Yes, it wasn't me, I promise. I was not looking.
we're paying attention.
Yes, I love that. I really like that. There is another one, a person who has these puppets that talk. You know, they're like, "Hello, Fernando, how are you?" You know, it's a ventriloquist. Ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist.
And if you are specified in an individual doctrine or specialized in a specific person's lessons or things like that, it's called, like, for example, Calvinist or Darwinist, which is an individual that is concerned with a specific doctrine. I needed to add this one. Very nice, Rafa.
Darwinist. Okay.
That's pretty much it. The interesting part about these ones is that sometimes the suffixes repeat themselves in other families. I'm going to show you a little bit of a spoiler for the next classes, what's going on with adjectives. Because if you see adjectives too, you are going to see ist as well, but not here because I need to modify it. For example, there is a word in the adjectives that is elitist. But that is not a noun. You see?
Okay.
It's an adjective. This is like an exception.
It's a suffix in another family.
Exactly. A suffix in another family. Just an exception. Something else. You see? Then what we need in this case is to distinguish and discriminate between families, technically. That's what we have over here. Okay? The lesson is pretty quick. And tomorrow we are going to do an exercise that is very similar to the previous one, but now we are going to alternate between verbs and adjectives, and nouns, sorry. Let's see how we do. Do we have any question?
No, teacher.
Cool. Get your screenshots, take it back to the group, and then tomorrow we have a practice.
I think I already sent it, no?
Yeah, you did.
Yes,
You did. There were a lot of.
it has the change of ist.
It has a change of ist? What do you mean?
Yes, the artist, novelist, socialist.
Oh, the new one. The new one including ist. We should take that too.
I'm trying to send it, but I don't know why I can't.
I can do that. Don't worry.
Could you please
got you.
show that slide?
Sure. Is this one right here? Ist.
Oh, yes, because you add that information, right?
Added.
Okay,
Past.
Oh, yeah. Let me send it.
Cool.
Okay. I don't know why it looks like dark.
Oh, because I was selecting the screen.
Oh, let
Yes.
me take it again.
Whoops.
Okay, done, teacher.
Right?
I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my people. Study this list. Okay? Study this list. We are going to take this for an exercise tomorrow, and we finish the class for the moment. Okay? So it was a very
Okay, teacher.
quick one.
Right.
Very good, guys. See you later.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes, yes.
Can you send me the notebook?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yes, let me send it to you right now. Sure. Right. Have a nice day.
Okay, see you, teacher. Thanks.
See you
See you,
guys.
teacher.
Bye.
Thank you.